1, 2, 3, 4.
I used to love to go to the meetings, though. When you get down, I got ultra black for a while. The brothers be rapping. I never knew what they were saying, though. But the brothers be having emotion. You see, the first thing you got to know is about eating pork. Now, you eat a piece of pork, you don't realize the subtleties of this individuality's prospect. What the man trying to lay on you through porkitis, you will not understand because the trichinosis of your mind will not relinquish the thought of individuality. You know what I mean?
You're listening to Jazz Talk Radio. Pour up and smoke up.
Shout out to Jasper Red for always having a 24/7 live stream Jazz Talk radio station on YouTube. If you guys want to check out the station, it's in the link in the YouTube bio provided. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 36 of the Morning Glory podcast, where today I want to just admit that I am an addict. But I'm not. It's like I'm an addict of certain things. I'm an addict when it comes to eating. I love food. I love eating as much as possible. I'm going to admit that I'm an addict when it comes to eating food. I am an addict when it comes to drinking. I have an addiction personality, and when it comes to me having one drink, it's not enough for me. It's just I just enjoy drinking. It's just once you have it, you just like it. I'm the same thing with marijuana. I'm an addict when it comes to smoking a lot of weed. Yesterday was the fucking break point for me, where I noticed I have a problem, and I'm just flat out admitting that I do things that are wrong. I'm not an entirely good person. I'm trying to be, but man, it's fucking hard, man. Yesterday, a couple of days ago, I had one of my weed strains. That was the sativa, and I gave it to my roommate because I don't smoke sativas. I ran out of weed yesterday, and I decided, you know what? I need my weed back. So I went and found my own weed. I basically stole my own weed back, is what I'm trying to say. He noticed it yesterday when he brought his girlfriend over randomly, and they were going to smoke in the backyard. And he lost it. He said, I don't know what happened to my nug in that. I, in my mind, be like, oh, fuck. All right, well, I have some weed here if you want to smoke. And then, knowing me, the bag of weed that I had in a different strain was inside the bag, and it was lemon meringue. It was the one that I gave him. So obviously, I'm just flat out admitting that I'm a terrible human being for stealing that weed back. This has been me my whole fucking life, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to just sit here and I'm going to tell you some stories of why my addiction is bad. When it comes to being a scared individual, I have always been sneaky when it comes to my family. When I was a kid, I would go look for the jar of money that had like nickels and dimes, all this huge fucking jar. And I would go and I would take coins out of it. And what I would do is I would go to Max Milk, which is this convenience store here, and I would buy 4 vanilla lattes. And this was when I was in grade 6. So I would just every day do this for some fucking reason. Because apparently I just wanted to prove that I was a nice person, I guess. I bought all these French vanillas and I gave it to random people each day in my class. One day I actually showed up late for class because I went to go get these fucking lattes. I can't remember what the teacher said. It was like, "You're late. Where have you been?" It's like, went off school property, and you're not allowed to go off school property. Apparently, that's like a no-no when it comes to the middle school. If you leave school premise, you're in a lot of trouble. Yeah, I think I remember that. It's just kids would have restrictions when it comes to leaving school grounds. So yeah, I did that. I have a habit of taking money that's just sitting around. I have a habit of me wanting something in my head, and it's an addiction. It's a mental thing, and it has been brought up that it's a mental disease. Addiction is a mental disease, and I'm just one of those individuals that has an addiction, an addictive personality, I guess. This is why I've never actually got into like mushrooms and coke and all this stuff. It's like, because I know for a fact if somebody tempts me to take that stuff, I'm probably going to have an addictive personality where I want it. And it's bad to have those kind of things because there are other things that you should be focusing on. Yesterday, I made a mental mistake in my head, and now I feel guilty for it. For some reason in my head, I tweeted out yesterday, it was like, okay, my life is over here. I've messed up. I don't have my trust anymore with people. I need to move and start all fucking over again. That is my mind what happened yesterday. If you guys have been reading my texts on Patreon, on Twitter, that is my mind where I feel like, fuck, I'm in a negative spot right now in my head. I need to do something. And maybe being away from everybody is a solution. That is sometimes my solution when it comes to my addictive personality, is in order for me to get away from all that stuff that I enjoy, I need to be away from it. I need to be locked out. That's the thing. I feel that while I've been doing all this stream and everything and like that, it's given me more freedom to be more enjoyable for you guys. And I've been going to the gym. Some things are good, like going to the gym with an addictive personality. Yeah, that's nothing wrong with that at all. But when it comes to being cooped up, and I feel like I'm not helping out with society much by just playing video games and streaming. You know, I feel like I could do more as an individual for society if I was out for 3 hours of the house just working out in that. Instead, I make the mental mistake in my head where, no, you know what? I'm pissed off right now, and I need to calm down before I break something for some reason. So I needed to smoke weed for some reason. I needed to be calm. For me, I just smoked a little bit of the weed, and I needed it because I've been on this fucking computer for an hour and a half, resetting it, uninstalling OBS, reinstalling OBS over and over again because this computer sucks. This computer sucks. This is also another reason why I felt the way I was yesterday when the text and that. It's just, I don't have good equipment that people request. If I go on like public streams and people ask me to like be a guest on that, I don't have a problem with that. But people have a problem with me not owning good equipment, and that's another thing why is just I'm not making enough right now when it comes to the Patreon, when it comes to streaming and that. Yes, I love doing it. It's completely healthy for me to do it like 5 days a week. I'm just not making any money from it. It's a financial thing, and unfortunately, I need to... Holy shit, this fucking episode just went off the rails. Shout out to Drew with his show. I was talking about addiction, now I'm talking about my financial issues. I guess it kind of settles in because instead of me spending money towards being calm and smoking weed, I could put that money in towards not being around people and just going to get more healthy. Instead, I would rather, for some reason, be around social media, talking with you guys, and staying calm. I feel this is good for me for some reason. It is. Maybe this is the addictive personality of me wanting to broadcast 5 days a week. It's, I guess it has its goods and bads, but addiction, it's something that I've had for a long period of time, and I'm just flat out admitting on this podcast that I suffer from addiction. And if you guys are out there and you guys feel the same way, write comments below in the video. I want to hear feedback from you guys. What are you addicted to the most? And maybe what things can you work on to be better from a bad addiction wise? Yeah, so I'm just admitting yesterday was a bad day for me, I guess, when it comes to mental mistakes. I made a lot of mental mistakes. That's happened in my whole fucking life. That is why I'm sitting here with no money and with a fucking Logitech webcam complaining. It's because I made too many mental mistakes in my life. Maybe that's what a wife is for. or yeah, your roommate, or I guess not roommate, but I guess I need somebody in my life that can help control the bad addictions I have. You know? Discipline, I guess, is probably the word that needs to be put out there the most. Discipline. I'm not disciplined enough. I just, when it comes to making mental mistakes, I make too many. We'll put it that way. Anything else I can admit, like, yeah, I do admit you right now, I have a huge fucking drinking problem. And that is why I smoke weed, so I don't drink. Yesterday, I drank. Because I fucking, there's a little bit of liquor that was in the fridge, and it was my roommate's. But he told me I could have it. So, it was a little Smirnoff. I had a little bit of that, but after I had some of that, I wanted more. We'll put it that way. I guess maybe the cravings of an addiction personality is what drives it. You know? If there's any things like... I used to drink so much because of the fact that it's the only thing that's kept me calm. After people made fun of me on a daily basis, me coming home, me not having anybody around, me not wanting to do drugs, the only thing I had was alcohol. I guess that is why I probably drank so much. My husband, what's up, Indigo? Shout out to everybody who's been watching this podcast so far. Let's see what Indigo has to say. My husband has an addiction. It's hard to help someone through that. It was not substance-based, but he nearly lost us over it. None of us are perfect, Coop. We all make mistakes. We're all human beings. But what I've been struggling with is wanting to be the better human being. Yesterday, I made that mental mistake, and I've lost trust. That is the huge thing with me, is I take a huge blow of losing trust with an individual. And it's weird because I really should not have given him that weed in the first place. That is also another addiction, probably a problem I have, is I'm too nice of an individual. None of this would have ever happened if I just would not have given him my weed. Maybe that is a problem that I deal with. I am too nice of an individual, and that is why I like being by myself so much. Is because when I'm around people, I like sharing. I like giving things away. So that is that's just something I just wanted to get out there. Just I have an addiction personality, and even with weed, when I'm not high, I crave weed because the fact it keeps me calm. That's terrible. I could just go find a girlfriend or something and just have sex for 2 hours with her or something. By the way, at the beginning of this podcast, I had a massive boner for some reason. I'm just